And so I'm doing it the only way I know how, by staking a claim for myself and saying, I will overcome this. And so I'm going to jump out of a plane to prove that I'm going to overcome worry. That's how I am. I go big or I go bold or I just go home, right? So I get over there and I'm climbing out, and you can just start to feel it wind. And I'm laying out, oh my, because you're up in the sky and there's nothing there between you. And he says, okay, lean out, and you just keep leaning and falling, and we're just going to go. And that experience. So right there was like, I don't even know how I conquered that, but I did. I leaned forward, and it was this huge overwhelming, because you're just, until you do it, you just can't fully explain it. But you're falling into the wind at such an immense speed. I don't even know what that speed is, but like, it's like, you've got the goggles, but your cheeks are being sucked in because you're going so fast as you're free falling. And I'm sure you get to the point where you learn that free falling is amazing, and that's when people do all the tricks and the really cool things. But that was my first time, and I forgot to take a breath or something, because I'm like, I can't breathe. Well, there's air all around me, but I was just in this state of panic all of a sudden, where I was like, I can't breathe. And then it occurred to me, I'm like, I'm falling off a plane! And I was like, wait a minute. Like, there's no need to get afraid. Like, I'm already falling. It's already happening. I'm doing this. Like, all these thoughts are going through my head so quickly. And I was like, take a breath. I can't breathe. And then he pulled the strap, and it was just, because all of a sudden you'll come to a complete stop, but it feels like it, because you're free falling to just, and then it was the most amazing experience. And then I could just rest. And then I was just snoring. And it was the closest thing to ever flying that you're going to feel, because you're just like a bird just gliding through the sky. And it was amazing. It was gorgeous up there. That's a beautiful piece of land to be, skydiving over. That's why they take jumps up there so often. And it was just super peaceful and gorgeous. And it was everything I ever hoped it would be. And that was where I truly grasped what it was like to let go of the worry. Because here I am, I'm falling, and it's intense, and then to feel like if I let go, like what it could be. And that was like this huge visual in my mind. Like, that experience of skydiving was the perfect way for me to let go of worry, because it showed me, like, I get all upset and in my own head about things. And that's like the time when I was free falling, I was panicking, to if I would just let go and just keep moving forward and keep trusting what the process is taking me step by step by step, like, the amazing clarity that gives me, that I can then free fall. Is everything going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Is everything always going to go right? Once again, absolutely not. But I just keep taking action. I just keep doing the next thing that I know how to do. And I keep learning, and I keep growing. And that's life, right? And it's amazing, and it feels so much better than being stressed out and worried all the time. I would stress myself so much that there were things that I could hardly eat. Like, my stomach was just all in knots, and I just felt awful. And I'd be so upset, and then that just screwed up everything. And now I can have a better peace that even if I don't get it right on the first try, I can always try again, right? I don't have to hold myself to like so much pressure and worry about it, get stuck in the hassle. Just keep moving forward, keep feeling the glide, keep free flying. It's an awesome experience, by the way. If you ever have thought about going skydiving, I highly recommend it. If you're ever in Alabama, let me know, and I will recommend the place where I jumped. And I did go again, like 2 years later, I jumped again. I did not panic as much this time. I knew to take a nice deep breath before I fell out of the plane. And when I was free falling this time, it felt so much better than that first time experience. But once again, experience breeds like an awareness and an understanding. And so that's why one of the biggest ways that you can overcome worry, you can overcome fear, is just to start taking action. Because if you just start doing something, you learn by doing that. I can't think of the amazing quote that I hear somebody, a podcast that I listen to, say all the time, but it's like action breeds confidence, or action breeds something, because it really does. Because as you start doing it, you learn that it's not as scary. It's like me today. I did another amazing thing. I learned how to dive. Are my dives awesome? No. But the fact is I've overcome a huge fear I held my whole entire life, that diving was super scary. I had that experience from a childhood, and I never dived again. It's been over 30 years since I've ever tried diving. I tried it today, and after a few times, she was like, hey, you're getting the hang of it. You're doing good. Like, this is a huge fear I have overcome today. This is amazing. So I encourage you to knock your fears to the curb, to overcome worry, and just start taking action.